Hello everybody, this is Zhou Zheng Show and Beautiful Life. And we can integrate ourselves to make our life is more beautiful and beautiful. But when your body got the pain, you have to see the doctor. But today, we are invited one of the doctor. He always help the patient to get the back and leg. And he is a spine surgery doctors. He is Doctor Hooman Melamed. So welcome to our Zhou Zheng Show with Doctor Hooman Melamed. And I think this is your first time to get interviewed by the Asian TV stations.
That's correct. Thank you.
When I read your biography, I found you are leading one of the nations as spine surgery who has gained international reputations and for helping patients with the back and leg conditions regain active and pain-free lives. But what does mean you have been able to treat 90% of the plus of your patients without surgery and with excellent outcomes?
Yes, so 80% of the world population, 80% of people in their lifetime, they get back pain. At some point in their lifetime, people end up getting some kind of back pain.
80% of that people.
80% people in the world. Doesn't matter. Asia, Africa, Europe, South America, North America, doesn't matter. Everybody. I had back pain. Everybody gets it. The good news is that 90% of people don't need surgery. You can help people get better without surgery. Initially, pain could be very bad, but good news, most patients can get better without surgery by doing, for example, chiropractic treatments, acupuncture, massage, physical therapy, very critical. Now we have Pilates, plyometric exercises. If those don't work, then we can do maybe epidural, steroid injections, or something we have even better now is doing stem cells, where we can take patients' own stem cells, or we now have amniotic baby stem cells from the baby that you can inject to allow the people to get better and avoid surgery. So that's how you can avoid surgery on 90% of the patients.
Yeah, I'd agree because I have an experience maybe more than 10 years ago.
Yes.
I have very painful in my back. When I'm driving, when I sleep, when I get up, I got a lot of painful. So I decided to sleep on the floor for 6 months. After 6 months, my pain is gone. So it is the same like you see, a little bit like you see about that 90% of the patients plus, they can get some suggestion, they can fix by themselves.
Yes, absolutely. So your situation is very common. A lot of people have, like you, get back pain. They can't sit at work, they can't drive, they can't exercise, they get this. But you kind of had somebody do deep massage by walking on you, which I would not recommend. It's better to have a professional deal with that, so you don't get hurt, basically. But for example, sleeping at nighttime. Everybody sleeps about 6 to 8 hours a night, so it's very important to sleep in the right position. For example, a lot of people sleep the wrong way. Sleeping, for example, on your stomach is not sometimes ideal situation. Best position is usually laying on your back, flat. Would put pillows on your knees, your heels, put pillows around your shoulders to cushion your body so your back is well rested. Other things to do, you sit at work. A lot of people sit at work on the computer, they start doing this. That's not good. You have to sit basically supporting your core muscles and having a very tighten your posture. So you're not becoming loading up your spine sitting in this position basically. Things like a lot of people are looking down on their phone all the time, texting. That's not good. Bring the phone here, play around with it here. Things like that, little things during the day. You watch out your posture, basically when you sleep at work, can go a long way helping you. And engage in a consistent exercise program, low impact aerobics, and Pilates core exercises 3 times a week. You should be fine for the rest of your life.
Okay, thank you for telling me. So I want to ask you, when I was a kid, our parents always tell me don't sleep in the soft of the bed, and as being the very experienced, the expert of the spine surgery doctors, what are you suggesting to the many people, even our audience, and most time we sleep the soft bed or hot bed?
You know, as I said, it all depends on, like for example, my parents, their bed is very firm. I cannot sleep on that bed. It's very uncomfortable. You know, then my uncle, he has a water bed. He sleeps on a water bed, which is very comfortable for him. It's hard to tell soft or hard because it depends on your body shape. How tall are you? How big your shoulders are, your buttock, it all depends on that. The key is, you know, if you're sleeping the right way. If you wake up, you feel very fresh. If you wake up and you're hurting, my back hurts, my shoulder hurts, my neck hurts.
So we have to change it.
Yeah, exactly.
So everything depends on how you feel.
That's exactly right.
How you feel comfortable or you're not uncomfortable.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so Dr. Hooman, you want people call you Dr. Hooman, or you want people call you Melamed?
Dr. Hooman is fine.
Fine, okay. So I know when you, before I met you, we never seen each other, but I heard of you, a very celebrated doctor, and I did the homework. I saw a lot of the videos from the YouTube and Google. You get a lot of interview by like the doctors, like the Fox and Friends,
yes,
like Dr. Ozzy,
yes,
like the Steve the Harvey Show.
Steve Harvey,
yeah,
yes,
I saw
yes.
you have the very usually the funny program, and you get the interview a lot of times by doctors.
Yes.
That host is Dr. Travels.
Correct.
Even I saw one video. You get the surgery for Dr. Travels.
That's correct.
I want to know that story. What happened there?
So I got to know Dr. Travis going on the show, being invited on the show, and then he started talking to me, and it's like, I've got this neck problem. It's like, so he came to me. We got an MRI. He had a little area pinched nerve in his neck, a pinched nerve on his right side, and he basically was scared of surgery. Let's try non-surgery. He tried it for about a year and a half, didn't get better. Pinch, he just constantly doing this, couldn't sleep at nighttime. He could not sleep at nighttime, wake him up the pain, his arm would go numb on him, and he would start getting a little weakness. Finally, he was like, let's do surgery. So he came to me, he asked what surgery I would do. I said, Dr. Travis, very small, 30-minute surgery, go in the back of the neck, make a little opening. He told me that he saw other spine surgeons who wanted to do something more. They wanted to do a fusion or artificial disc, big surgery, much bigger surgery. I told him microscopic, minimally invasive. So we went basically 30 minutes in the back, make a little opening, and open up the hole, relieve the pinched nerve. 30-minute surgery, he went home in like 2-3 hours later, recovered very fast, back to work within 10 days. Now, he waited a long time, for like 2 years before he had surgery with a pinched nerve. So his recovery took a little bit, like the pinched nerve took a while to recover, but he's going to be back to doing everything. He's doing everything now, no restrictions at all. I actually wrote a book chapter on how to do the procedure. Because not that many people know how to do it. So it's teach other people how to do the procedure.
I would like everyone to welcome Dr. Melamed to the show. And, I visited you. That was back at the beginning of season 8, but your words, which were so profound to me, were, Travis, if you don't address this, your nerve could be shot for life. So I want to thank you for encouraging me to come see you.
Thank you. Thanks.
But you sobered me up when you showed me the MRI, and you showed that there was definitely a reason for my numbness and my pain.
You had the classic symptoms, which is numbness, pain, stiffness, radiating pain, and the weakness. When you have nerve pressure, you could get any of these symptoms, but you had all of them. And the key was not ignoring them, because you don't want permanent nerve damage.
The lesson I learned here is you never ignore numbness.
Absolutely.
Numbness and weakness, not a whole lot's going on right when that occurs. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. I mean, you don't want to ignore that, because if you ignore that, at some point that is going to become irreversible. You'll never get it back. So don't ignore your body. Listen to your body, get the appropriate treatment, and hit it hard. And the good news is 90% of the people get better without surgery, ultimately.
Wow, so right now he's good, perfect.
Yes.
I saw your video, a lot of patients. There is a celebrity people, there are athlete, there's a young girl,
Yes.
or old woman, old people. You still help them. Yeah,
Yes.
you still do surgery, help them. Like before they saw you, they are found very bad. Even some people cannot walk.
That's correct.
After the surgery, they can walk, they can right away to miraculous to me. I like that. So you're like a magic.
Thank you, thank you.
So I just want to, so when you do surgery, do you do any surgery to your patient? What do you think about that?
First, you try how can you get the patient better without surgery, okay? Very important. You always try to think, what can I do to get the patient better without surgery? Let's say that's not an option. You have to do surgery. I take every surgery very, very seriously. You have to think about the surgery. It's not like you get in the car and drive. I think about every surgery. The bigger the surgery, the more I think about it before the surgery, the night before, the week before. I start thinking, you plan the surgery in your head. It's like a video. I start planning in the head exactly what I'm doing, keep playing the video in my head over and over again for the bigger surgery. So then you plan it perfectly. Very important, I focus on one surgery at a time, meaning there are some doctors who are running 2 or 3 rooms at the same time, doing 3 surgery at the same time. No good. Cannot do that. It's not fair to the patient. So I focus one surgery at a time, and I don't do a lot of surgeries in one day because I want to be fresh. You focus concentration on the patient. Have to do perfect job on the patient. And every surgery, I think about how I could have done the surgery better afterwards. So I always think, what can I do to make it better? What can I do to make it more improved? So you approach the surgery as though I'm operating on my own brother, my own mother, my own father, and you approach the surgery in that way. And I feel most of the surgeries, you end up hitting a home run. Patients do great.
Yeah, I saw that video. He's feel very perfect right
Yes.
now. Yeah. Somehow you are right now, you are a celebrity doctor. That people call you super doctor. They call you top doctors. Before you are famous, after you're famous, how do you think your life? How different your life is? Before you're famous and after famous.
My personal life, honestly, has not changed. I'm still who I am. I've not. It's one of those things. It doesn't go into my head. I'm still the same guy I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I'm still the same guy. My practice has gotten very busy. A lot of phone calls from patients from all over the country, out of the country. So I'm getting a lot of patients calling in. So that has gotten very busy. But my personal life, no, I'm still the same. I'm still the same guy. People know me the same way as I was before. Yes.
And I just want to know, what do you think of the beautiful life? Like, I know you are very busy. You lead, a lot of people lead you, lead your surgery. How many hours you work, may I ask?
So as I've gotten busier, some days I'm working as much as 12, 14 hours in a day. 12 to 14 hours a day. Sometimes I work 80 hours a week. It's people need.
It depends.
Depends.
How many, depends to lead you. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm always, as I said, I'm always thinking how I can improve on things. For example, the big surgeries, I figured out a way how to do the surgery shorter amount of time, less blood loss, faster recovery, and out of the hospital in 3 to 4 days instead of a week, basically. So I'm always coming up with techniques on how to improve, patients' outcome after surgery. So this is very gratifying for me when patients come and they hug you and they write a letter to you, thank you, they write a review. This is what I love about doing. If I win the lottery tomorrow, I'm not going to stop working. I would just work and treat as many people for free as I can.
That means you enjoy your life.
I love
you
what I
enjoy
do.
your job. You love your job.
I love
That's
it.
very good. Like, I love my talk show.
Yes, I love it.
Before we start our talk show, you show me the video or show me the picture. You just help the one patient. Oh, I saw that span.
Yes.
Just like they all That's like oh my goodness, but you make the surgery, make them recover everything. So you told me you will take the 8 hours to do the surgery.
That's correct.
So making me surprised how the person can do the one job continue to 8 hours. Wow. So you lead the very good yourself, the leader, very preparing everything. So could you tell me a little bit, describe it of how you can do the 8 hours for one patient do that?
Number one, you have to love what you do. You have to love what you do, and you have to have passion for it. You have to have that, because if you have love and passion, doesn't matter. You can concentrate. So the night before, I always get a good night's sleep, and I'm always exercising. I always exercise to keep in very good shape as much as I am. Since I'm still relatively young, try to be in good shape as I can. Eat well, exercise, sleep well, love my job, and have passion. And 8 hours goes like that. You don't even think. I'm not even looking at the clock. You just get the job. You're like, oh, okay, 8 hours. So, and it's like, it's so gratifying. I cannot sleep that night because I'm so pumped up. I'm so excited about how great the surgery went.
So our interview today make me think of my talk show topic. 周正show butterfly. If we want to make our life is beautiful, we have to make ourselves beautiful.
That's right.
If you want to help the people, your life is beautiful. You have to make yourself beautiful.
That's right.
I got it, a point from you. When you were a kid, you want to be the doctor, or you would just want to do the other things. When did you begin to have the idea when you want to be the doctor?
I wanted to be a doctor before I even started school, because my father was a doctor. In my country, I'm from Iran. He was a doctor in Iran, and he was in charge of the emergency room. So I would go with him. When I was 6 or 7 years old, I would see, patients with him, and I loved it. I loved science. In Iran, yes.
You were to see the doctor. Okay.
In Iran, I loved it. So I was like, I want to be a doctor. I was very good in science. I didn't think about anything other than being a doctor from the time I was 6 years old. So I wanted to be a doctor. Then we moved to the United States when I was 12 years old. 13
Only 12 years old, you came to the United States.
And I knew I wanted to be a doctor. I went to high school and I fell in love with neurosurgery, with brain. I fell in love with the brain, basically. I said, I want to be a neurosurgeon, basically. I love the brain. So in college, I actually went to UCLA in college, and I majored in neuroscience, thinking I'm going to be a neurosurgeon. But UCLA did not have neuroscience major. I talked to the neuroscience department for graduate school. I petitioned, I created the major. Then my second year, I took physics, biomechanics as part of the requirement for medical school, and I fell in love with biomechanics. My uncle, which is my mom's brother at the time, was doing his orthopedic spine surgery fellowship. And he told me there's a lot of connection between physics and orthopedic surgery and spine. I'm like, really? He said, yeah, this is what you should do. So the next summer, between my second and third year college, I went and spent like 2 months in surgery almost every week, watching spine surgery and orthopedic. And I fell in love with that. I'm like, you know what? I want to be orthopedic spine surgeon. After that, I went to medical school, and I started right away with the orthopedic spine department, and I started researching and shadowing and observing cases. And here we are now. So since college, I wanted to be an orthopedic spine surgeon. So I loved the biomechanics, the concept, I fell in love with it.
And Rob, so what do you think of the East, like the Chinese traditional medicine? How do you feel of that?
I believe in that a lot. I believe in proper diet, basically. I believe that the food you eat has a lot to do with what happens to you and how you recover after surgery. So I'm incorporating now nutrition, and with the probiotics now, nutrition, very, very important for patient recovery afterwards. Every patient now, they get my list of basically what I call anti-inflammatory diets to incorporate to help them recover. Whether they have surgery or not, doesn't matter. But especially if they have surgery, it helps people to recover a lot faster. Also, not to take narcotics anymore. Western, lot of pain medications, lot of narcotics, not good. You want to depend on holistic stuff, like, the non-narcotic opiate medications, like, for example, ginger, turmeric, So some of those Eastern stuff, it has been very, very powerful to avoid patients having pain after surgery and not become dependent on these narcotics.
So you know in the United States right now, the very popular, the acupuncture.
Oh, I love it. I tell
love
people,
it?
no, absolutely, acupuncture
So
is
you
great.
believe that acupuncture? You
Oh,
think that
huge.
acupuncture can treat people?
Absolutely. I had, when I had my knee surgery many years ago, I had acupuncture done after surgery to help with the pain.
Oh,
Very helpful.
very helpful.
Very helpful.
That's interesting because you are a spine surgery doctor, so you
No.
accept the acupuncture.
I believe in the acupuncture, like hyperbaric oxygen therapy, when you go lay in oxygen chamber, all that stuff. Yeah, great acupuncturists, they can basically give, the Eastern part of the medicine, and I do believe in that. It works.
So your concept is if the patient lead surgery, the lead surgery. If they don't lead it, you suggesting them to use a mainly integrated way
Yes.
to help the patient. That's your concept.
And after the surgery, I always tell people, I'm only good 50%. The other 50% is the patient to do
Okay.
other modalities, soft tissue, acupuncture, physical therapy to get better, basically.
You see, after the surgery, a patient they have to help themselves by themselves to recover everything.
For any surgery, yes.
Okay, but when you did the surgery for them, after a few hours, they can get up, they can walk, and so most of the time, the average, how many days they can really recover everything?
Most of the surgeries, the patients after a couple hours, they're walking and they walk and they go home. They're driving in a few days, and then people go to work in a few days. So it's very
a few
rapid.
days, people
Yes.
have to go to work.
They can pretty much travel, get back to their normal life.
And before I let you go, I want to ask you a question. I know right now you're an achiever. A lot of people invite you to go to make the speech, and but I heard that you set up their charity agency. They call Back to You.
Yes.
So when did you start that? Why do you do that?
Yes, there are unfortunately some patients, they don't have the financial needs, they don't have the insurance, and they need help. So I have a program called Back to You. It was set up about a little bit over 5 years ago that basically some of my own patients, if I ask them for the money, they will send the money to help do the surgery for somebody who they have no money, they have no insurance, they can't do anything, and they still want to get treated. So I like to help people once a month I won't charge for myself. It's just to help for the facility for the surgery. I'll do the surgery free on my own time, but just to help the facility fee, the cost of that base for the patient.
So before you go, I want your comments. What's your concept of your beautiful life?
Beautiful life is a life where you mitigate stress around you. Try not to have stress. Spend a lot of time, I think with the family. Try to be kind to people. Try to be nice to people because it will come back to you. Treat everybody with dignity and respect because guess what? It will come back to you. Treat animals. I believe in animals too. Treat animals with respect too, the way you treat the humans because they deserve as much as we do. And treat your employees, if you're an employer, treat your employees with respect. They're just like you, basically. And then have passion about what you do. Forget about the money. Mm-hmm. The money doesn't matter. The money will come. If you have passion, you respect, you love what you do, you take care of people, God will take care of you.
Okay,
and spend time for yourself. Have exercise.
I like your concept of the beautiful life. We have the passion, we have the love, we have the respect. Then everything make our world more beautiful. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
for
for
having
our
me.
Zhou Zheng Show and Beautiful Life.
Thank
Thank you for watching the Zhou Zheng Show Beautiful Life, and see you next time.